I'm leaving home for the coastline, someplace under the sun. I feel my heart for the first time, 'cause now I'm moving on, yeah, I'm moving on. And there's a place that I've dreamed of, where I can free my mind. I hear the sounds of the season and lose all sense of time. I'm moving far away to a sunny place where it's just you and me. Feels like we're in a dream. You know what I mean.
Here's a new species and genus of titanosaur, which are those long-necked, long-tailed sauropods. So they were plant eaters and not omnivorous. The parts you will get to see will be his pelvic bone, his femur, his scapula, humerus, other partial humerus, and ulna. We do have a few toes, a few ribs, and a few vertebrae, but they are being stored away in collections as they are quite delicate. Very delicate. We do have Tom and George, who are of the same species as Cooper. They are our secondary referral specimens. They are megafauna are 100,000 years old. They're still partially, so they're still bone and they're partially fossilized. Once the jacket is brought back to the labs here, we use a process. So we're cutting the cap off using a plastosaur and a vacuum. So yes, it does take 2 people to open a jacket. And so what we're doing is we're essentially working backwards to the bones that were first discovered at the dig site. So we do come across a few surprises, such as floating bone material and little tiny splinters and fragments. And on the rarest but most excitable occasions, we find teeth. Like megalania teeth. Oh, we found a few last year in a massive jacket. It was very exciting. So, sorry, it was exciting for me, okay? So we use acetone. We don't use water. Water creates mud and we don't want that. And it would also damage the bone too. Whereas acetone, it dries very quickly on bone, as you can. Whereas on sediment, it stays moist enough for us to come across with our dentist tools and paintbrushes and to remove all of that. So you can take your turns coming up and having a look as I'm working away. Now you'll notice that this jacket is heavily fragmented with mushed up bones and fragments and anyone's nightmare. But yes, so I'm carefully using my dentist tool and I'm going around all this fragmented material. And as you can see, the sediment is removing quite easily. I'm barely putting any pressure onto it. I've just hit a hard spot. I'm going to work around it. I don't want to yank it up. I believe it might be another bone fragment, but it could be a rock, because I've learned that lesson before. I could be working around what I think is a bone, but it turns out an hour later it could be a rock. But it's a lot of fun, it's quite addicting, it's quite relaxing. Swear. But as you can see, the sediment has started to dry. We're not going to work on completely dry sediment because, again, you could be yanking up something quite vital. But that is okay if we miss some of those fragments. It's okay. We'll remove it. We'll collect it. You'll notice in this collection we have quite a lot of fragmented material, but that's okay. We wet sieve it down with water down to 4 grades: 5 mil and 2 mil, 1 mil and 500 micron. Now, the main reason we do that is for all those missed fragments, but as a bonus, we also find microfossils. So in front of everyone, we have pictures. You will notice a lot of the times you might be there for 2 hours sorting through the sediment. So we get a little thumbnail amount. We're putting it on a little dish like this. We use the Maggie lamp and the microscope, and what we're doing is we are sorting through all of that material. We have found over 60% of him, and he is still quite articulated. So we have all those red bits plus a few extras because we have not updated the photo yet. This is how we found him at the dig site.
Oh, wow.
How exciting. Right, I'm going to really quickly use the wen pen, but with the last tool I'll get everyone to come up and have a closer look. It's quite satisfying and you'll enjoy it, I hope. So this is the wen pen. It is, sounds quite dental, I am warning you, because I've had some people jump. But this can get closer. So this comes down to 5 mil. So the HW90 is 5 mil down to the bone. This gets down closer, so I'm just going to use it so you understand why I don't want to use it. Yes. Flashbacks every time. Every time. But this one is my favorite tool. It is a for finishing tool. It's a micro jack. This one is micro jack 6. We can get down to a micro jack 4. We mainly use this tool and the wen pen on Cooper because he is so fragmented that the vibrations, even from the tool and the air, fragmented him even more. It took 10 years to prep on all of Cooper. 10 years. Yeah, so I'm going to get everyone to slowly come and make their way up here.
I don't even know how you know where to do it.